Hey, welcome back to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm Karen. Today's reading is, what are they dying to tell you? What do you really need to know? What do they want you to know? And we're just using the messages cards today. I've just recorded it. Really powerful messages have come through. In each reading, in each set of cards, there were confirming cards for previous cards which came out. So really powerful stuff. Just before we get into the reading, I'd like to let you know that there's about 12 hours left at the time of recording, or at the time of, releasing this, of my Dear Beloved Love Letter readings, 2 for 1. So that's $11.11. That's US dollars for 2 readings. So that's about 2,000 words in total, in general. They're not personal readings because I basically created a collection of channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Collective. So when you book a reading, I email you a PDF or 2 in this case, in that deal, and they're love messages, a love letter from your person's higher self, from the Divine Masculine Collective. And I've received amazing reviews for that, which you can check out on my website. So the details for those are below this video, in the description box and in the pinned comment. Okay, so in today's reading, we have 3 sets of cards, or 3 crystals for you to choose from. So the set of cards number 1 is going to be the amber. Set of cards number 2 is going to be the amethyst sphere, and set of cards number 3 is going to be the cherry quartz crystal. So take some time to tune into the energies. You can pause the video right now, and then I'll get straight into the reading. Welcome to set of cards number 1. You've chosen the amber. So this reading is, what is he or she dying to tell you? And we're going to be looking at the message cards only. So let's get straight into it. Just give it a quick shuffle. Okay, some have come out. I was conditioned to hide my feelings since childhood. Okay, so this person has difficulties expressing their feelings, expressing their emotions. I feel this has been an issue in your connection. You've really wanted them to let you know what they're deeply feeling for you, but they've been bottled up, and they've been in their man or woman cave. And so that's really saying it's not personal. This is just something that's been conditioned into them. They did not feel safe in childhood expressing themselves or coming out their shell. So as a child, they naturally created barriers around themselves. And so they have this major fear of rejection and abandonment if they're that vulnerable with you. I love our telepathic bond. I feel you with me every day. So you have this multi-dimensional connection, and they're connecting with you on that level. It may feel safer for this person to connect with you in the 5D and beyond, because they feel like there's less chance of rejection on that level. So they're really trying to send you telepathically their feelings, their love. That feels like a safe way for them to express themselves, and it feels like a safe way for them to feel close to you on that level. There's just a lot of conditioning in their personality, in their 3D self, that has a fear of getting close, but I feel like they're constantly connecting with you in that higher dimensional kind of way, and they are seeking closeness, but they have like a fear of intimacy. I feel like maybe they grew up where there was a lot of emotional unavailability, so they just got used to associating love with some sort of distance, and so it's a subconscious pattern for this person. Wow, we have, you are my twin flame, and we are about to reunite. So they definitely see you as a twin flame, whether they know that label or not. They see you as this intense soulmate, and that is why I feel like they consciously understand that you have this multi-dimensional connection, and that it's really powerful, and we are about to reunite. So there's going to be some sort of significant shift in your connection. And they want you to know that they want that reunion. They want to be together with you. They want to overcome the issues that they've been going through. You know, it may be easier said than done though, especially if it's a twin flame connection. There will be very deep issues and wounds that come up to be healed and cleared, and it won't happen overnight, but they are wanting that reunion. They feel that you already are one in the higher realms, and we have, I'm totally obsessed with you, please be mine. So they're constantly thinking about you. I feel like they're wondering what you're thinking and feeling about them right now. They're worried that you're really hurt, and they're in the doghouse with you kind of thing. They're worried. They have this deep fear of rejection and abandonment. So ironically, that keeps them in their comfort zone, but at the same time, they're fearful of losing you. So let's see what else they're dying to tell you. Yeah, I hide my feelings for you, but secretly, I love you so much. So I feel like they are trying to telepathically connect with you and show you how much they love you. Let them know their feelings, let you feel their feelings, and many of you strongly feel that, and that is why it's frustrating that in the 3D they're not verbally expressing this, or they're not showing you that. And we have, I want to make love to you over and over again. So you'll be picking up a lot of sexual energy from this person. They fantasize about you every day is what I'm feeling in a sexual way. They feel a lot of passion. And we have, wow, I fantasize about you every day. Yeah, that's a definite confirmation. And many of you, you definitely feel that very strongly. So let's look at our eternal love cards. What they're dying to tell you. I am a mess. I don't even know how to love myself or have a healthy relationship. So yeah, this person, they want you to know it's really, really not personal. The first card was, I've been conditioned to hide my feelings since childhood. There's childhood conditioning here. I do feel like they grew up with emotional unavailability from their parents, or in some cases it could be that they were orphaned, or they didn't have a close relationship, or they didn't know one of their parents or both their parents. And so this is really saying that they feel that they're a mess within themselves. They don't know how to love themselves. They're keeping their distance because they are afraid of that abandonment and that rejection, because they aren't loving or accepting certain aspects of themselves. I just want to be with you, period. So yeah, they do want to be with you. They want to overcome the difficulties. You are always my number one and always will be. They feel that you are the one for them. They've never felt this way about anyone else. And they really do honour the connection, that in terms of they really do hold it near and dear to them. I've been hinting to you about my feelings because I'm afraid I'll be rejected. Wow. So yeah, this person has difficulties when it comes to being upfront about their emotions. They've been hinting, they've been communicating or trying to show you their feelings from behind some sort of comfort zone. No one will ever love me like you do, and no one will ever love you like I do. Wow, that's confirmation again. This person, they definitely see you as their soulmate or their twin flame. I feel like they're kicking themselves. They feel upset because they know that they're hurting you by being in a fearful place and staying in a comfort zone. We both have so much to learn and experience on other paths. We will always be connected though. So this person feels as though they have to learn, they have to heal before you can be together. And they know that you'll always be connected. You're always one in the higher realms. There's no such thing as separation in truth. I was wearing a mask to keep you in my life. I didn't realise it was keeping us apart. Wow. So again, they weren't being their true selves. They were wearing some sort of mask. I feel like they were trying to put on a pretense of being what they thought you wanted them to be. They may have been trying to appear strong and appear more confident, to try and hide the fact that they feel very insecure around you. But that mask was because they weren't being their true self. It was creating distance, a gap, a wedge between you both. It was frustrating you, it was hurting you because you felt like they weren't trusting you to be their true self, or they were playing, maybe you thought they were playing mind games. But it really does come down to insecurity with this person. And this is meant to say, can we start all over again? Wow. So they want a new beginning, they want that reunion, they want to make amends to past mistakes. So these are the I love you to the moon and back cards. What are they dying to tell you? What do they need you to know? Please love yourself first. The magnetic pull lessens when you don't. So there may have been a runner-chaser dynamic between you both. And when you were needing this person, or you were subconsciously basing your sense of self-worth on whether they opened up to you or not, whether they came forward or not, this was creating a deeper belief of they don't love you. It was creating a belief that your worth was dependent upon them. And whatever we believe we manifest, whatever we believe we receive, kind of thing. So I'm hearing from their higher self that they literally couldn't come forward, partially because of the energetic dynamic. Please love yourself first. When you're in a position of self-love, that is when the love will reflect back to you. So these cards are quite triggering. This is why I rarely use these pink ones. Oops, one fell on the floor. I showed you from the start that I couldn't be there for you. Please don't blame me now because you ignored that truth. So yeah, this is quite triggering. But yeah, you would have seen most likely from the start that they were emotionally unavailable. Some of you will have got frustrated, upset about that. But they are trying to change that. They are trying to come out of their shell. I feel like the more you focus on yourself, the more they feel the pressures off them, and then they can actually come forward. The real me might disappoint your fantasy. So yeah, they feel like you were in love with their potential. They felt like maybe you would reject the real them. So that's why they put on that mask. And interestingly, that's come over, I was wearing a mask card. And we have, my ego got too caught up in you chasing me. Wow. Okay, so they're feeling regrets because they were taking you for granted in some kind of way. Maybe they said some false promises, because I feel like this person's somewhat of a daydreamer. They connect with you in the higher realms as well. And so they wanted all these things that they were promising you, but they weren't being honest with themselves, and therefore they couldn't be honest with you that they weren't in the right place to be able to deliver on those promises. And now they're realizing how that's actually really hurt you, and they do regret that. And I feel like you've taken distance, you've taken space. So they're actually going to come forward and communicate to you more. For some of you, they're gonna, this distance is going to help them, or it has helped them realize the unhealthy dynamics here that were going on in the past, and they want to change that into a more healthy dynamic between you both. Okay, so let's finish off your reading with some more of these My Soul's Desire messages. What are they dying to tell you? I don't know why, but I feel so self-conscious around you. Yeah, you make them feel naked and vulnerable. This excites them. It makes them feel truly seen and understood, because they know you understand them on a really deep level. At the same time, it scares the hell out of them, because they're used to associating love with distance and not allowing people too close to them. It's a learned conditioning. I want to get back together with you. I miss you so much. So yeah, they're wanting that reunion. They're wanting to be close. They're wanting another chance with you. Please tell me how you're feeling. It's driving me crazy not knowing. Wow. So yeah, they're really losing their mind, not knowing how you're feeling about them right now, afraid that you're moving on. They may be looking at your social media to try and see what's going on. And finally, what's their final message for you? I've been through hell and back. So this is this has like a double meaning. Like, this is them trying to tell you that they've gone through a lot of emotional trauma throughout their life, things that they've not been able to tell you, but also they've been through hell and back, feeling like they've hurt you, feeling like you've moved on. And yeah, they're really wanting to know how you're feeling. They're really wanting another chance. They're wanting to have things, you get back together and things be much more healthy this time around. So if you want to know more about how they're really feeling, please check out my Dear Beloved love letter readings. There's, at the time of recording, there's only about 12 hours left for the 2-for-1 on those. So that's $11.11. That's US dollars for 2 of those readings. They're not personal readings, but I basically created a collection of channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Higher Self, and you receive a PDF. It's about 1,000 words in length, and it's written in like a love letter format, channeled messages. And I've received such an overwhelming, amazing response to those readings. So please check those out. The details are below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for joining me here. If this has resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it and subscribe to my channel, and take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 2. You've chosen the Amethyst Sphere. So this is what is your person dying to tell you, and we're going to be looking at the message cards only today. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start off by looking at my Soul's Desire cards. What are they dying to tell you? What do they really want you to know? I'm ready. I don't want to fight this anymore. Okay, so they want a commitment. They've been struggling in the past to be available for a healthy connection, a healthy relationship with you, but they don't want to fight this anymore. They don't want to continually be in a place of resistance. This person's been dealing with a lot of fears, insecurities, maybe a fear of opening up, fear of being vulnerable, and that relates to fears of abandonment and rejection, but they don't want to fight it anymore. They just want to feel peaceful. They want to be with you without the struggles. I want to get back together with you. I miss you so much. Yeah, so that's really confirming that they want another chance. They want to work on your connection. They want to be together. I'm coming to get you and make you mine. So this person's coming forward. There's movement here. There's action from this person. You'll be hearing from this person. I can't bottle up my emotions any longer. Yeah, so this person is like, they really have a lot to tell you, and they really want to express themselves. They feel like all this tension, they feel all this pressure because it's all bottled up, and they can't do that any longer. So you'll be hearing from them very soon. I made the wrong decision. I can't stop kicking myself. Okay, so this person, I feel like they walked away from you in some kind of way. For some of you, it could be they chose to be with someone else. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. It may be that they chose their mind over their heart, or their fear over love. They can't stop kicking themselves. They're missing you. They feel like they took you for granted. They regret that. Please tell me how you are feeling. It's driving me crazy not knowing. Okay, so yeah, they're really losing their mind, not knowing what you're thinking, not knowing what you're feeling, fearing that you've moved on, fearing that you've closed down, shut your heart to them, and many of you will have done. I will call you very soon. Wow, so another confirmation that they will reach out, and this is over I'm coming to get you and make you mine. So yeah, they're gonna reach out, communicate their emotions that they can't bottle up any longer. Let's meet up and tell each other how we feel. Wow. These are powerful confirmations. They're really wanting to express themselves, and they're really going to come forward in some shape or form and tell you how they feel, say they want another chance, maybe give you an apology. So let's look at the Our Eternal Love cards. Just give these a quick shuffle. Okay, one's come out. Past life karma is causing a deep rejection, fear I'm not even consciously aware of. So yeah, deep down, beneath all this person's actions or lack of action, there's this fear of rejection. You and this person have shared many past lives together, and all sorts of scenarios have taken place in your past lives, and they're afraid of being rejected again, being abandoned. And this one came out as well. I miss what we had in the past. I often reminisce about those times. So this person's really thinking about the past. They're really wanting to make new memories with you. I don't deserve you. I regret many things from the past that I can't take back. So yeah, I do feel they're going to reach out to you with some sort of apology, some sort of explanation. I feel this person has woken up from this separation that you're going through. They've matured. They've understood their own mistakes from the past, and they really regret that. They really understand how that made you feel, because before I don't feel like they had any idea really how that was making you feel. I know we shared many past lives together, so there's another confirmation there. They know that you're very special. They feel like they had known you before, you know, before you even met in this lifetime. When you first met, they deep down they felt that inner knowing. So they know your connection's significant. There's too many obstacles right now. Yeah, I feel a lot of this is to do with the need to heal. I feel like this person thought the obstacles meant that you weren't meant to be together, or they felt that obstacles were insurmountable. But I feel like this person, they really want to try to overcome these obstacles. I'm embarrassed about my actions. I wouldn't be able to look you in the eyes. So yeah, this person has woken up. They've matured a lot. And they realised how they hurt you. They realised how they acted foolishly and made a fool out of themselves. So they're embarrassed about that. It's like they're coming back to you with their tail between their legs kind of thing. There's so much I want to express to you, but when it comes down to it, I always back out. So this is how they have felt. But I do feel with all these cards about them coming forwards, they can't bottle up their emotions any longer. You will be hearing from them. Initially, they may come forward and kind of be indirect or say something just like, hey, or just ask you how you are, or something like really non-specific, but they're just trying to test your reaction to them, whether you're going to be open to them or not. And we have, I can't handle such a deeply spiritual connection at this time. So this person's missing you. They want to come forward. They're going to communicate, but I still feel as though there's going to be some difficulties, some fears that are going to come up within this person. But I do feel they have had a major shift, and they have changed and transformed quite a lot, but there's still a long way to go, I feel. So these are the I love you to the moon and back cards. I don't use these often. They're my own creation, because a lot of the messages on here are quite triggering, but I feel they're important for you to hear. What do they need you to know? My attempts to impress you and keep you with me got out of hand. I dug myself into a hole I couldn't get myself out of. So they wore some sort of mask, or they acted in certain ways that they thought was going to impress you, but it wasn't the real them. They weren't being their true self. And then they kind of, once they'd, you know, started off on that foot of wearing that mask, they felt like they couldn't take that mask off. Maybe they lied, and then, you know, it was like this web of lies, and then they felt like they couldn't get out of it, and so they just sort of run away. And they're really regretting that. They're really realizing their mistakes with that. I need to feel like a good provider in a relationship. With you, I feel out of my depth. So yeah, they didn't feel good enough for you. And so I feel like this is what they were trying to pretend to be. Some sort of good provider or confident or whatever it was they felt like you would be impressed by, or what they thought you needed or wanted from them. They tried to act in that way, but they didn't genuinely believe that they were that within themselves. Basically, they had insecurities, but they were trying to hide those because they were afraid that they would appear weak and you would reject them. But I feel like, ironically, you walked away because they just weren't being their true self, and that's what you needed them to be. There is so much I never said. So yeah, that's really been stressing them out. They've really been having sleepless nights, turning this over in their mind, that there was so much truth that they wanted to tell you about their feelings. So again, and this is over, there's so much I want to express to you, but when it comes down to it, I always back out. That was because they were fearful of being vulnerable, fearful of rejection, and so they were playing that role of wearing that mask. But now they're wanting to take that mask off and be genuine with you. Do you love me, or are you just seeking my approval because of some childhood wound? So there was some insecurity within them. They felt like maybe you were just wanting them to commit to you because you had some abandonment or rejection wound. And so they thought maybe you were just seeking their approval. So they were afraid to come out from behind their mask and be vulnerable because they felt like maybe if they got too real, then that would freak you out and cause you to run away from them. So let's finish off your reading by looking at some more of these My Soul Desire cards. What are they dying to tell you? What do they need you to know? I love your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. I love all of you. And they really want you to know that. They're having regrets because they feel like they hid it too well, and now you're gone. They regret that because they always wanted you to know, but they kind of wanted you to know from their comfort zone. But you didn't know that their mask was too thick, and they regret it. I can't tell you how scared I am that you might have moved on. Yeah, so that's really plaguing their mind as well, and I feel like that's contributing to them reaching out. I know our love is fated and we are meant to be together. Wow. And their final message for you is, I'm so sorry. Please find it in your heart to forgive me. So yeah, they're really genuinely sorry. They understand a lot now that they couldn't see in the past. They really regret hurting you. They really hope you're going to forgive them so that they can have another chance with you. If you want to know more in depth how this person is feeling about you right now, please check out my Dear Beloved Love Letter readings. At the time of recording, there's about 12 hours left for 2 for 1 on those readings. So that's $11.11, that's US dollars, for 2 of those readings, which are about 1,000 words in length each. So that's 2,000 words in general. They're not personal readings because I basically created a collection of channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Collective. So when you book these readings, I'll send you 2 PDFs. They're written in a love letter format, messages from their higher self, and I've received such an amazing response to those readings, so please check those out. The details are below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. If this has resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 3. You've chosen the cherry quartz crystal. So this is, what is your person dying to tell you? What do they really need you to know? And we're going to be using just message cards today. So we'll get straight into it with the My Soul's Desire cards. What are they dying to tell you? What do they really need you to know? No one is like you. You are so incredibly special to me. So yeah, they've never felt this way about anyone before, like how they feel about you. You are so incredibly special to them. They hold you near and dear. Wherever they go, you're on their mind. Wherever they go, you're in their heart. What else do they want you to know? I'm trying so hard to figure out how to make it work between us. Okay, so there may be some sort of difficulties between you, some sort of obstacles or separation, fears, and they're really going inwards. They're thinking about you a lot. They're daydreaming a lot. They may be quiet right now because they're in their man or their woman cave. They're trying to figure out how to overcome these difficulties, problems or obstacles so that you can be together. I'm so very sorry. Please find it in your heart to forgive me. So something's happened here and they really regret it. They really are genuinely sorry, deeply sorry. And they really hope you can forgive them. They're really dying for you to know that you are incredibly special to them. They love you very much. Even if it hasn't appeared that way, maybe they have difficulties expressing their true feelings. Or maybe they took some sort of action that took them away from you in the 3D or something, and they're really worried, or they're feeling really bad that you may have taken that to mean that they don't love you. I feel foolish when I see how immature I was in the past. Okay, so they feel like they've been immature in some kind of way. Maybe they ran away. Maybe they said harsh words or just ghosted you, or some sort of action that they took. They feel foolish about it. They feel immature, or like they were immature, but I feel like they've learned from it. They've understood their mistakes. They're understanding how this has made you feel, and they really regret that, and they want you to know that they do genuinely love you. They didn't mean to hurt you. They just didn't really understand their own actions. They're they weren't mindful of themselves in the past. My passion is burning so strong that I can't take it. So they have a lot of passion for you, a lot of desire. I feel like they're having sexual fantasies. They just want to be close to you. They feel this burning desire, like they feel your energies and you feel their energies telepathically is what I'm feeling. And they just want to be close to you in the 3D. Maybe it's a long distance thing for some of you. I'm terrified of being vulnerable with you in case I get hurt. I'm sorry. So that is what they're sorry about as well. They have fears of intimacy. They're not loving or accepting certain parts of themselves. So they have this deep fear that you'll reject them. Maybe they were very criticized in their childhood or something like that. Maybe they've gone through a lot of heartbreak and rejection in relationships. And so they're terrified of being vulnerable with you in case they get hurt again, because they see you as so incredible. They see your connection as very, very special. It's very precious to them. So the more precious it is, the more they fear it's going to break easily. It's going to crumble and be fragile. So they're feeling very fragile, and maybe they reacted to you from that fragility and they're sorry about that, or they ran away because they're afraid of it all coming crashing down because they feel like they couldn't overcome that. So they may have kept a distance from you because then it's like subconsciously they thought if you reject them or walk away, then at least it's just because they were emotionally unavailable, rather than if they opened up to you, got close, and then you rejected them for who they are. You know, that would have been so painful. They have a lot of negative beliefs about themselves, is what I'm hearing from their higher self. And so their biggest fear is like you confirming to them the self-criticism that they have about themselves. So they've just been so afraid of experiencing that, and so they've kept their distance. I'm so sorry I run. This is just all so intense and I don't know how to handle it. Yeah. So they're a runner. They run because of these intense fears of rejection. Like I was just saying. I can't tell you how scared I am that you might have moved on. So yeah, they realise they've pushed you away. They realise that they were too emotionally unavailable. I feel like they're really kicking themselves. They're really blaming themselves. They feel like, you know, there's something wrong with them because they've run away from the person, you, who they want to be with and who they feel all this deep love for. So they're really like terrified that you've moved on, that they've missed their chance, that they've pushed you away too far. So let's look at the Our Eternal Love cards. What they're dying to tell you. What do they really want you to know? I miss what we had in the past. I often reminisce about those times. So yeah, they regret running away or pushing you away. They regret letting you go. You're the one who got away, kind of thing. They're hoping that they can recapture your love, recapture you and have another chance with you, have you open up to them and let them back in, kind of thing. I'm embarrassed about my actions. I won't be able to look you in the eyes. So yeah, they're embarrassed about how they were immature or how they were unconscious. They acted in an unconscious way in your connection, and they're embarrassed about how they reacted to some sort of triggering, some sort of fear. And maybe that's why they've been silent, or they've kept their distance for a while. They're trying to regain confidence within themselves. They're trying to let a bit of time pass because they're embarrassed to look you in the eyes from something they did in the past. Why does everything have to be so complicated? I feel this is really distressing, all these complications. They wish things could be easy. They wish things could run smoothly and you could be together and there's no problems. But this adversity is very important in life. We go through adversities and difficulties in order to have major shifts, major awakenings. This is how soul growth happens. But yeah, they're thinking they wish all the complications weren't there and that you could just be together like really easily. That's what they're wanting. That's what they're hoping for. We both have so much to learn and heal before we can align. Okay, so this is what they're getting frustrated with. The complications in their mind is to do with more growth needed, more learning, more healing before you can come together. I was holding on too tight and it was too painful. Okay, so they were really, really, really wanting you to be together, you to be harmonious, but then there was all these complications, all this triggering happening, or things like cropping up that seems like roadblocks in your connection. And it was so painful for them that they just ran away from it. They couldn't take the pain anymore, and now they're embarrassed that they reacted in that way. They ran away. I know we've shared many past lives together. Okay, so this person is aware that your connection is deeply spiritual. I feel a lot of these fears are coming up from past lives on the subconscious level. They know your connection is very significant. I'm so sorry. I've been foolish and taken you for granted. I regret hurting you. So yeah, they are very, very sorry. They feel like they were immature. They feel like they were foolish. They're embarrassed about that. They understand now how that really hurt your feelings, how it really affected you emotionally. And they are truly, genuinely sorry about that. I've always struggled to feel good enough for you. So yeah, they've been beating themselves up. They don't feel good enough. And that is what was contributing also to the fears of abandonment and rejection. So let's look at the I love you to the moon and back cards. I don't often use these. These are my own creation because they are quite triggering, some of them, but I feel like it's important. Some important information can potentially come out for you through these cards. So what are they dying to tell you? What do you need to know? Do you love me, or are you just seeking my approval because of some childhood wound? So there may have been a runner-chaser dynamic. Maybe you had some abandonment or rejection wound that you were subconsciously trying to heal by having this person commit to you, but that fear or that focus on lack manifested more seeming lack. You know, whatever we focus on becomes our reality. So maybe you had major fears of them being emotionally unavailable, them running away, them mistreating you because of something in your past. You'd felt very wounded, and so you feared that happening again. Maybe you tried to hold on too tightly or chase this person, but ironically it led to the same thing happening within this connection. And that's about the energetic dynamic. Whatever we chase runs away, kind of thing. We repel. So there's the need for deep self-love. And I feel like you've come to that point because you walked away from this person. You realize that you deserve so much more. You deserve true love. And that shift within yourself has allowed this person to see their mistakes, their wounds, and be able to work on them and shift this connection around. We have, I lied to you because I was scared of losing you, but had karma to settle elsewhere. Okay, so they weren't upfront with you in some sort of way, and they're regretting that. They're so sorry that they kept something from you. That could have been anything. It could be that they were giving you false promises that they couldn't live up to because they were afraid of losing you. If you realized how much they still needed to heal. And so maybe they had false promises, but they had karma to settle. They had things to heal within themselves. For some of you, it could be that they lied, that they were in another relationship or something. And they had karma to settle in that relationship, but they were afraid of you moving on if you knew that they weren't available to be with you at that time. You never truly believed in me. I felt rejected. Okay, so yeah, these cards can be quite triggering. They feel as though, or they felt as though you didn't truly believe in them, and that's why you were chasing them. That's why you were putting in all the work, holding the weight of this connection, trying to micromanage it because you didn't believe in their capability to be there for you. So they indirectly felt rejected, like you just didn't believe in them. You didn't believe in their capabilities, and so they were afraid to come forward because then they felt like they would feel more of that rejection. And we have, I regret my actions. I wish I could turn back time. So yeah, there's a lot of messages here from them about their regrets. They wish they could turn back time, and they've learned a lot. They want to do things right this time around. So let's finish off your reading by looking at some more of My Soul's Desire cards. What do they really want you to know right now? I was conditioned to hide my feelings since childhood. Okay, so I feel like you were trying to get them to open up. This was a conditioned personality trait. for want of a better expression, for them to just withdraw and hide themselves. They grew up in emotional unavailability. Maybe they learned to associate love with some sort of distance or some sort of unavailability. Maybe they have this big fear that showing their emotions will mean they'll be rejected, because that's what happened to them in childhood. So because ironically they love you so deeply and you're so special to them, that fear of being vulnerable is all the greater kind of thing. I can't bottle up my emotions any longer. Wow. So they are ready for this major shift. They were conditioned to hide their feelings, but now they're realizing they cannot continue their life. They cannot continue your connection as well by bottling up their emotions. They just want to express themselves. They want to be vulnerable. So this is a major shift that this person is going through. It's really positive. I love your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. I love all of you, and they want you to know that. So that is why they're wanting to come forward, reach out, express their truth to you. So what is their final message for you today? I push you away because I don't want to lose you. Crazy, I know. So yeah, this is summing up the reason why they pushed you away. They felt like if they got close to you, you would reject the real them. That is something they experienced a lot in childhood. So they want you to know it's not personal. It's just conditioning that they couldn't even see or understand in the past, but now they see it much more clearly. So if you want to know more in depth about how this person's feeling, please check out my Dear Beloved love letter readings. At the time of recording, there's about 12 hours left of 2 for 1 on those readings. So they're $11.11 for 2 readings. So that's about 2,000 words in general, in total. And they're basically channeled messages from the Divine Masculine Collective. So they're not personal readings. I've already created a collection of these channeled messages, and they're written in a love letter format from their higher self to you. So I've received amazing feedback for those readings as well. You can check out all the reviews and check out the readings on my website. So the details for those are below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. If this reading has resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.